Toyota's HiLux edged out its Ford Ranger rival for the top spot on the Australian sales charts last month. Toyota retained its place as the best-selling brand in Australia again in April, more than doubling the sales of its nearest rival, while the carmaker's HiLux Ute was the country's best-selling vehicle. Overall, the Aussie car market slowed last month with sales down just on 5% compared to April last year. More than half the country's leading car brands dipped into negative figures, the worst of them were down 20% from April 2016. Some 83,135 vehicles were sold in April, and while still a strong performance, that number is down from 87,571 for the same period last year. The car market's official scorekeepers, the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries, FCAI, laid the blame at the number of public holidays in April distracting potential buyers. Both Easter and Anzac Day fell in the month, with the latter being on a Tuesday, providing the perfect platform for another 4-day weekend. According to FCAI boss, Tony Weber, there were 2 less selling days in April this year compared to last. Added to this was the dampening effect the holiday period had on dealership traffic as many families headed off to enjoy a final break before winter, Mr. Weber said. So far this year the car market is down 2.8%, or 10,419 sales, compared to last year, and it is traditional passenger cars bearing the brunt with a drop of 9.2%. Car companies will be hoping the drop was just a holiday-inspired hiccup and not a slowing economy. It's not all bad news, however, with business buyers pushing the sales of vans and pickups up just over 3% for the month. The best-selling Toyota HiLux had 3,430 units roll out the door, just in front of the Ford Ranger with 3,120 sold. The sub-$40,000 small car segment is Australia's biggest, and it dropped 10.5% in April, mostly because Hyundai was switching to a new i30 and had fewer cars available to sell. Other top models in that segment were down 13.7% and 7.9% respectively, the Toyota Corolla, 2,555 sales, and Mazda 3, 2,313. Toyota came out on top overall with 16,090 sales in April, but even the perennial industry champion was down 2.9% on the same time last year. In second place was Mazda on 8,630 sales, up 2% on April last year, mostly thanks to its new CX-5, which is back as Australia's top SUV with 2,166 sales. Hyundai clung to third place despite a 20.7% sales drop. This was purely because of the i30, which, as mentioned, was caught between run-out and the introduction of the all-new model this week. Other than i30, the brand had a good month with the Tucson and Elantra selling well. Holden only just beat Ford into fourth with monthly sales of 5,804 to 5,802, the closure of local factories biting both brands hard. Mitsubishi rode on a 30.9% surge in sales that was mostly down to a strong run by its ASX small SUV, that managed 1,451 sales. Kia also bucked the trend and did well in April with consistent gains across its mainstream models, Cerato, Sorento, Sportage, Picanto and Carnival, amounting to an overall 36.2% lift in sales. Nissan almost dropped out of the top 10 for the first time in more than 20 years thanks to a 17.2% sales plunge in April, playing its part in a 14% overall drop-off so far this year. Contenders for Nissan's 7th spot on the sales ladder include Volkswagen, Kia and Subaru, and each of these brands outsold Nissan last month. Times were also tough for the Silvertails in the luxury segment, with BMW and Audi dropping 26.6% and 19.4% respectively. Mercedes-Benz was alone among the big 3 German brands to hold its own with modest growth of 0.3% for the month. Most of that was underpinned by the brand's top-selling C-Class that notched up an impressive 22% increase and sold 651 units.